Hi, my name is Sam. I'm the Grand Prospirator of Corporate Learning. Recently, I've been taking a audio course on how we learn, and the lectures are actually going through different learning theories. And for the last while, as I've been traveling across the C-bus, I've realized that I've forgotten to bring my little notebook, a notebook that kind of looks like this. What's funny is usually when I'm listening to this broadcast learning, I'm usually scrawling down some notes, some key points that I have. People must think I'm a cop because I'm always like writing these things down. But what I found is that over the last couple days, I actually haven't had this with me and I haven't been able to write down any notes and I've just been listening. So when I've actually sat down to try and recall some of this information in writing a blog, I found that I've been blanking out. And I think this is actually kind of an interesting observation in the sense that for me, even though what I'm listening to seems to be sinking in, I'm lacking some of the hooks or the anchors for me to recall some of that learning. What I also found interesting as I was listening today on the way in was that as I was listening to these different learning theories, there was all this thought around how to organize information. And so mentally, I started thinking about tables, like for example, a table with 3 columns to show, okay, based on each learning theory, what's the gist of the theory, what are some of the strengths of the theory in terms of explaining learning phenomena, and then what are some of the limitations of each theory. I also started thinking about mind maps around kind of different learning theories and how they relate to each other. And then finally, I started thinking, it'd be interesting to find a way to try and apply all these theories in looking at how I'm learning how to carve stamps. This is something that I'm just doing. It's been a couple weeks with a Chinese seal engraver. So this kind of visual or kind of meta level processing that's happening to help organize the information is happening as I'm listening to some of this broadcast learning. I also find that what's interesting is that more than anything, as I'm going through this course, it's now the 4th lecture. The thing that I want most is for someone to discuss some of this learning with, partly because this helps reinforce my own learning, but I'm also curious as to others' thoughts and experiences and reactions to some of that learning. And I believe that sharing that learning just makes it stronger in terms of retention, in terms of application.